at what the general themes have in common. And now we're going to continue. We're going to continue having a look at that. And the page that we had a look at is page 404, which is right there, which we said that if you've got a broken page or a link that's not displaying correctly, you can definitely alter that by altering your page 404. So the next thing we're going to have a look at is your page.php. Page.php is everything gets rendered inside of page.php. Every content gets rendered inside of page.php. So if you've got a new page, it will get rendered in page.php. And if you go and alter this page, you can go ahead and start altering that specific page, right? And the same applies for if you have any attributes, then it will be under page.php. So that is in basic terms the page. So the next thing is your header, which is right there. And this is what is located inside your header. This is normally where your menu of your site gets located and the logo of your site gets located. And then, of course, it applies for footer as well. So do you see that there's a hierarchy of first you get header, then page, then footer. Okay, that is for a page. For posts, you get what they call single.php. So then, in this case, you get header, single, and footer.php. The single page is basically the page that displays the posts, right? A single post. When you go inside the post, it will display in single.php. The other thing that you have a look at is your sidebar. So sidebar gets added to right next to your page.php. So now you have header, page, sidebar, and footer.php. And this all these pages that I've shown you, all these PHP pages, gets displayed in every single, gets pasted in every single theme. And when you start editing themes, you need to understand that every single theme has got this basics that you can go and edit. Now, the more intense your theme is, the more intense your PHP in the backend gets, right? So every time when you go and edit a PHP, you got to make sure that you understand how many pages are on the back end. Okay, and that's going to be important when starting to alter them and starting to chop and change them around to get what you want, right? So we're gonna go back to our editor, and this is our themes editor, and we're gonna go, and it's the same as when you edit a plugin. You're gonna go to responsive and hit select because we want to alter that. And once you've selected that, we can go and alter this certain theme. Now, normally when you start altering a theme, you want to make sure that you don't touch the first part of it because that's pretty much copyrighted. So you want to leave that alone. And we're going to start just scrolling through the CSS. And normally they've got like a certain section that can explain to you where you need to go before where to go, like an index of the whole CSS style sheet, but this one does not have it. However, it says, warning before you make changes. It says, please do not edit style.css or any other theme files or template directory. If you do, your customization will be lost as soon as you update responsive. WordPress theme ID highly recommends a child theme. In the next video, we will be having a look at creating a child theme, right? But now I want you to concentrate on what edits we can do and what we need to have a look out for. So the first is always what they call a reset.css, and in CSS, if you know and understand CSS, you will understand what a reset is. In HTML5, you'll always have a reset, right? That resets to basics because you've always got like stuff like your links are underlined in blue. So that this section will actually reset that for you. So if we scroll down, you can see that, oh, okay, this is the horizontal rule. And that's a cool thing about themes. Most of the times they do explain to you and they give you comments that you can work around with. Here you can see it's the base, right? This is where we start off with the base. It says the body has got a background color of this, the color of that, and so it goes on, right? And typography, you can go and change the typography if you would like to do that. You can change the pre-tags, and pre-tags get used for the actual posts. So you can go and change the pre-tags if you want to as well. But I want to go around and I want to go check you know, I want to go, let's say, move our, if I go to the side and I visit that quick, and if I want to go and move this menu down a bit to the middle, I want to go and change the theme to actually do that, right? So to do that, we can go and on your browser, you can either have Chrome or Firefox is actually the best for this. You would go and say expect element, because we're going to go and expect a certain element, and we're going to inspect this menu section right there, right? So I'm going to go and expect that, and you're going to have a look at this the HTML right here, and it says that it is in a div header, but it's in a unordered list called menu top menu, right? And that's our first clue right there. So we're gonna go and search. We're gonna copy that. It's not cut. My bad. We are going to copy that, and we're going to search that in our editor section. So if we hit find and we hit paste, we are bound to get that found. But you know, WordPress is dynamic, so you gotta maybe play around, maybe say top menu, see if that doesn't work. So we picked up a couple of top menus. We've got a top menu here, but it's not really giving me any settings, right? So I'm just gonna press down, and there you can see I've got the top menu, and it's saying float right, and it's saying margin 10 from the top. And if we go back to the site, you'll see, okay, yeah, it's got about a 10 from the top. We want to move that down a bit, so I'm going to change that 10 to a 50, and I'm going to say update my file. And if I go back to my WordPress and I press refresh, you'll see that if everything is successful, it moved down a bit. And let's say I want to make this a bit bigger. I don't really like the size of it, so I can change the font size to, let's change it to 20, and let's change the color to let's change it to let's make it FFF. Let's see how that looks like. It's probably not going to look great, but let's just change that, and let's refresh over here and see what happens. And once you've done that, you'll see, okay, it's nice and big now. I like that, right? But the the white's not really working for me, so I'm going to change the white to 333 again, and I'm going to hit save. And do you see working between this two? You don't need Dreamweaver to actually do this, right? And there you can go. But let's say I want to hover of this, right? I want to hover a section of this, because when I hover over it, it's not doing anything, right? So we can go and you see, oh, okay, they already have a hover section, and it's already 333, and I've changed this to 333. So that's why it's not reflecting. So I'm going to change this to FFF, and I'm going to hit update, and we're changing the color, and we're going to press reload. And you'll see, oh, okay, that's working right. Yeah, that's working great. That's what I wanted, right? So you can go and, you know, alter this to more exactly what you want. You can even go and, you know, move it in a bit if you wanted to. So we're going margin 50 and then 0, and we're saying flow to the right, and we can actually change this and say flow to the left if we want to really do that. And we say update file, and if we press refresh over here, you'll see that it will float to the left, and your logo will be changed immediately. Do you see that? But that's not really what we want, so I'm just going to go back and change that and let it flow to the right. So I'm just going to say update file, I'm going to go back, I'm going to say reload, and you'll see that, okay, it's back to its normal self. So that's cool, that's great. So do you see that you can chop and change a lot of stuff in your CSS file? And that's mostly where you'll be working, right? You'll be working in your CSS file, and you can do that all from WordPress itself. You don't need to connect to the server. You can though, like good practice, you would connect your Dreamweaver to your server. You'll connect your site to your Dreamweaver and then work from there. And that's normally how I do it. I've never actually worked inside of WordPress, but you know, I'll recommend doing that. And that was editing part 2.